Hi, this is Randy Orwin from the Information School at the University of Washington, and I just wanted to create a video that kind of shows what we've done with our templates we've built for our courses, but how they actually scale into a mobile device. So we have a Canvas support site that's built in Canvas, and we have a page that lists all of our course templates. Anybody can access the page, so you're more than welcome to take a look at the templates. We've given preview sites for each one of the templates, and then you can actually download the IMSCC files, whatever they are, to add them to your own course. So feel free to take those and play with them. So we're going to take a look at our three-column template. This template was designed for a residential course that meets 3 times a week. And we're using the syllabus page as the course homepage. And you can see it's all the basic information for a course, and we've just kind of put placeholders in there in the red text. If we go to the course schedule, since this course meets 3 times a week, in a full browser we see that we have 3 columns for each one of these with basic information, slides, readings, optional assignments, whatever an instructor would want to put in here. And then we have the links to each one of the weeks in the course at the top. So I can go to week 4, it automatically pops us down. We can actually click back to the top, and we can go to week 7. And so on the full browser, we do get a full 3-column view. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the mobile app version and the student app version. All right, this shows our 3-column template in the actual mobile web browser, and we can see as I reduce the size of this, I get the Canvas menu on the left-hand side. I'm just going to tap the hamburger menu at the top here and close that. So we can see we have the same thing that's showing up here in the course syllabus, course schedule, academic policies. Same thing, it actually renders a lot better in the mobile browser because it is grabbing most of our CSS. So let's go in and take a look at the course schedule here. And the schedule loads. I'm going to go ahead and hide the menu by clicking on the hamburger menu there. And then let's squish this down just a little bit so we can see everything. And you'll notice that it's not a 3-column in this view. We have a Monday, a Wednesday, and a Friday. And then we have a back to the top link that lets us go around. So we can go week 10. We can see at the top it does show week 10. And we can go back to the top here at the top end of that. The course syllabus, of course, back to the course syllabus, and we're good to go. Of course, hide the menu. And then we can see that it renders really quite nicely in the mobile browser. This is the Chrome browser on Android. This is our 3-column template as displayed in the Canvas student app. You can see that the rendering of the information is pretty similar to what you saw in the mobile web browser. And so we're looking at the syllabus page. Let's go into the course schedule. Of course, we have our links at the top. And then we have each week represented with a link. And then you can see that in week 1, we have each day of that set up in a vertical alignment with a back to the top at each one. And I can go all the way down to week 10. I can read about week 10 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then I can return back to the top. And then, of course, I can use the buttons at the top to go back to the syllabus page. So that's the 3-column template rendered in the Canvas student app. So let's take a look at what we would look one of our online courses. So we call this our linear template. So it's very similar layout, course syllabus being used as the home page. But in this particular case, we have the modules that are listed here, and we can actually go into each individual module. So if I click on the module, I go into the module, and you can see the basic areas of content that we've put together with the overview, objectives, readings, etc. on that module. And then we've added the menu over here on the right hand side, so it makes it very easy to navigate to the different modules. So let's say we go to module 3, we can see module 3 at the top of the screen here with all of our standard content, and faculty can just edit and put in their existing content. This is the linear template as rendered in a mobile web browser. This is Chrome on Android, and we can see that we want to hide the course menu, so I can just click up here in the corner and that hides my menu. And this is very similar to what we've seen before, standard syllabus page with all of the content and the information. And we just go into the modules, and you'll notice that the difference when we go in and look at the modules, of course we'll hide the menu here. The difference on the modules is we still see the 6 categories of information, but we don't see the menu on the right hand side like we saw in the full web browser. That menu has now fallen to the bottom of the page, so it's rendered quite nicely at the bottom, and then we can easily still use that menu to go back and forth to another module. So we'll hide the menu, and we're now at a different module. So that scales quite nice to a page, and does render quite well in the iOS browsers as well as the Android browsers. This is our linear template rendered in the Canvas student app, and you can see it's very similar to the 3-column. We just have a few more module links at the top that actually shows links to each module, and then of course all of the contact information and basic course information that you would find on a syllabus page. If I go to the module pages, each one of these is a single page, and we've set up these 6 areas that faculty will fill in. And then at the bottom you'll notice that we actually have the menus that are in the right column in the full browser experience. They actually render nicely and fall back to the bottom of the page. We can still access additional modules, and we can see module 2, and now we're actually looking at module 2. Once again, the menus that are on the right side of the page in the full browser experience are rendered at the bottom, making this fall back quite nicely. Now, if we have a course that's a little more complex, then we can actually use our tabbed template. So the course homepage, once again, is the syllabus, and it's identical to the homepage of the previous linear template. The difference lies in what happens when we actually go into the appearance of the actual pages. So we've actually taken and we've added tabs at the top of each page, which makes it very easy and instantaneous for students to go between the various things. So of course this is for a class that may have lots and lots of content. We wanted to limit the scrolling, and we can put that in. The other thing is we have the same thing out here on the side. We have the modules that we can link to within each one of those pages, and again the tabs load at the top. This is our tabbed template rendered in the mobile web browser, and as I said earlier, this is Chrome on Android. I'll go ahead and hide that menu on the left hand side. This syllabus homepage is identical to the linear template. The difference lies in what happens when we actually get into the module pages. We'll go ahead and hide the menu, and now we can see in the mobile browser the tabs are actually rendering in Chrome here. So I can click on each one of these, and you'll see that the content loads in there. These are nice because the content is preloaded in each tab. So as soon as a student clicks on it, it loads instantly. But you'll also notice that the menu that was on the right-hand side is now rendered at the bottom. So it scales down to the small screen size quite well. I can go to another module from that menu. Of course, we're going to hide the menu there. And then you can see that once again I have all of the tabs going across the page. So when we look at our CSS rendering correctly, it does render correctly, at least in the Chrome browser, and I believe it renders correctly in the Safari browser on the iPhone, but it does not render in the student app. This is our tabbed template rendered in the Canvas student app. Almost identical homepage as the linear app. The real differences lie in what happens once we enter a module. So let's go into module 1, and we can see at the top of module 1 we see a bulleted list followed by each one of those topic areas. So I can click on that bulleted list and it will take us down to the topic areas. The bulleted list is actually rendered with CSS into the tabs at the top of the screen in a full browser experience, and then at the bottom of the page we can see the menu that would actually show up on the right hand side is now rendered at the bottom of the page, so it falls back quite nicely. And we can go into module 2 and we see exactly the same layout, all the different topic areas easily linked from with the bulleted list at the top, and then we have the menu that's at the right side rendering at the bottom of the page. So that's our 3 kind of different versions of templates that we have. Hopefully you find this helpful as you take a look at trying to make your sites more mobile friendly.